burning down pretty good now. Just wasted all this time and effort. Let's give this another shot. Hello, welcome back to another episode from Pale Horse Survival and Tactical. I'm Bill, glad you could join me. Today we're changing a shift shaft seal. Say that 3 times fast. And this is a little seal. This is a replacement. And there's 2 ways to go about doing this. You can drop the valve body out of the bottom of the transmission and then use a flathead screwdriver, go up underneath and pop it out that way. I don't really want to mess with the valve body, so it took me some hunting to find this. This is a removal tool, and this slides over the shift shaft after we remove the gear selector and the kickdown arms off of the top of the shift shaft itself. This finger being the shift shaft, this will slide down over the top of that. You gotta turn this extractor screw all the way out so it'll seat. And how this works, this will go right down into this seal, and then you rotate the extractor tool, it'll thread itself into this metal housing, and then you simply tighten this bolt and it acts as a puller, and it pulls the seal out, and then we put the new seal in, and then this is an installation tool. You can use a deep well socket for this application as well if you don't have the set tool, and then you just tap it in and seat it with a hammer. So that's the whole idea behind this, and I'm going to show you. I had to do some hunting to find this. I'm going to show you where I found it and the part number for that and the brand, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Okay, I found this on Amazon. I went to Napa Auto Parts, all the major part suppliers, and nobody had one that would fit this transmission, which is a Chrysler 44RE. This doesn't say it's for 44RE, it says it's for 46RE, I think a 47 and other transmissions. Well, the 44 and the 46 are basically the same cases. So I took a chance and I got it, and I also cross-referenced with the seal that we just took a look at, and both transmissions take the same seal, so I knew this had to fit. But anyways, Amazon Street Side Tools SST-1031-A Chrysler Shift Selector Shaft Seal Removal and Installer Transmission Tool. Now if you go on there, it's going to say it's currently unavailable, so hopefully they're going to get some more back in stock. I don't know if I bought the last one or what the deal was, but I could swear they said they had 10 or 12 of them in stock when I purchased mine. But anyways, perhaps you can run that number and you can find find them elsewhere other than Amazon, or maybe even your part supply store could order it for you. But anyway, so that's that is the implement of destruction that's needed to get that out of there. So anyways, we're going to cruise, climb up underneath this thing and get to work. One more thing, to make this job a lot easier, you have to put pressure on top of this, the extractor tool, in order for those threads to bite into that housing of that seal. So I bought a deep clamp. You can use a big C clamp too, if you can find one big enough. But anyways, this is the tool that I'm going to use. It's my little brainstorm, so we'll see how well that works. Wilton tools. Alright, it's really tight in here, and unfortunately I don't have a place to set the camera up, so I'm just going to have to stop and hold it by hand occasionally to kind of document the progress. You can see the leak here. This is the transmission pan, and that's the backup neutral sensor right here. At first I thought that was leaking, but the shift shaft, this is the shift lever, and that's the kick down with the spring. So we're going to have to loosen that bolt on the side right here, put a screwdriver underneath there and pull that up off of the shaft, and then rotate that out of the way, and then do the same thing with the kick down. So these two have to come off. They both slide over the top of the shift shaft. So you can see the right here, there's the head of a bolt there, and the nut's welded on the other side there, so you don't have to worry about that. You just back it off, then put a flathead screwdriver, slide it in between this and the top of the transmission, just finesse it off, don't get too crazy with it and start breaking stuff. But so I'm going to go ahead and get those off there, and it's going to be a little bit of a trick getting this done here. So it's really tight in here. Alright, stay tuned. There's the shift shaft seal, or shift shaft rather. And I took the kick down and the gear selector arm off and just rotated them up out of the way. Get them out of my way there temporarily. So, and I'm having a hard time seeing here. Okay, so lost my bearings here. All right. Okay, so there's the shift shaft right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that extractor tool and the F-clamp positioned. See if we can get that out of there. I took a rag, several rags actually, and I wiped around the base of this shaft. You want to do that, you're going to have dirt and grime and gunk built up on there. When you pull that seal out of there, you don't want that falling down inside your valve body. That wouldn't be a good thing. So just take your time, clean it. You can't really see, so you got to do it by braille. So anyways, I'm going to get the rest of this hooked up, so stay tuned. Very good view of this mess here. There's the extractor tool right there, top of the F-clamp. Adding just a little bit of pressure, not a whole lot. And I've got the bottom of the F-clamp here on the bottom of the oil pan. I didn't put a block of wood on there. It's not denting it. It's not denting it because I'm not putting that much pressure. And I used a wrench on top of the extractor tool, so I'm going to go ahead and it should be bit in there right now. I'm going to use the bolt, tighten the bolt in on the top, see if I can get that seal out of there, so stay tuned. Sorry about the camera angles. This is really tight here. I'm sure where the heck I'm at here. Alright, so we're pulling. Ah, there it goes. There it is. That was a job. And when you do that, make sure this extractor tool is threaded all the way down, because I started using the bolt at the top and it started pulling the threads out. I used my fingernail, so I can't see, so it was braille, and I could feel that the threads were starting to show on the bottom of this extractor tool. So I went ahead and I paused before it pulled out of the seal, and I rotated it with the wrench clockwise until I couldn't feel anything. So you want to make sure it's seated all the way before you start to extract, otherwise it's going to pull out of there. But there she be. So we're going to get a new one in there, and then I'm dropping this pan, and I'm going to replace some of the governor pressure solenoid, governor pressure sensor, filter, 3/4 accumulator spring, and a new Mopar pan gasket, and replace the fluid. So that's another episode after this fiasco is out of the way, so stay tuned. Alright, here's the new seal that we looked at the beginning of the episode. I just want to make a comment. This applies to all seals. This is the top, the outside. This is the inside. So when we apply this part's going down. This will face up. So it's going to go just like this, and then down over the shaft. Installer tool will go on top, and then I'm going to get a hammer up in there, and I'm going to tap that down until it's seated. I'll just gently tap it until I can feel with my fingers up there that it is it's seated all the way in. So I would be happy to include you in this, but it is tight in here and I got no place to put the camera. Stay tuned. Alright, got it back together. It's a piece of cake. It's just real tight to get in here, but I've got the shift lever back on and the kick down back on, and when you put the kick down back on, you'll have the spring off here. So just slide it over the top of the shaft until it seats, and before you tighten up the nut that locks this to the shaft, it just pinches it on. Reinstall your spring. That's going to bring your lever all the way this way. It's going to bottom out this cable here. This is your kick down cable. Then tighten it. That way the spring automatically seats that. That way nothing's going to be out of adjustment. And then go ahead and snug it down, and you're good to go. So I put the installer tool over the top, and I had a small hammer, and I got my arm back up in here and just kept tapping, and I'd lift the installer tool up, and I'd use my finger for braille until I could feel it was level with the transmission case. That's all it is to it. I mean, it's, you know, doing it is, it's tight and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it went pretty smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, and I'm gonna drop this pan. So if you're interested in how to tune this up, and we're also going to, this is the front transmission band. Oh, you can't see that. It's tight in here. Yeah, you can't see, it's behind the transmission. That's the front adjustment for the front band. There's a lock nut on here, so I'm going to also going to adjust the front rear bands in this next video and do a tune-up on this transmission, so stay tuned. Alright, so that didn't go too bad. Main thing is it's extremely tight up in there. But if anybody has any questions, just hit me up down below, or you can email me direct at palehorsesurvival@yahoo.com. I'm always happy to help, and stay tuned for the transmission tune-up. We're doing that here pretty quick, so I hope all of you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Please like, subscribe, and share. I hope all of you are having an outstanding day or night, depending on where you're located, and I will see you very soon on the next one. And I'm almost done with this Jeep project, so I can actually get out and enjoy it here pretty soon, and know the channel isn't becoming an auto repair channel. It's still bushcrafting, just this is my detour this year for a bit. Anyways guys, I appreciate your viewership and support. Take care, bye-bye.